to chair yoga. I think you are gonna really love this routine. It gives us an opportunity to take the load off of our feet and still get a wonderful stretch and challenge. Now we will be standing for part of the workout today, so be ready for some of that. You will need a chair and an exercise mat. It's nice to have the exercise mat set up underneath your chair just for extra stability to make sure that the chair doesn't go anywhere. Plus we will be on the floor a little bit so the mat will protect your feet. You may also want to have a little bit of a cushion on your chair, so if your chair doesn't come with one, just maybe fold up a blanket or a towel or something, just so that you're nice and comfortable while you are seated. So let's get started. In your chair, sitting nice and tall, big breath in, full breath out. Good again, inhale, full and deep, exhale out. Just starting off nice and gently today, getting nice and warm. Inhale up. This time on your exhale, rotate to your right. Arms lower down as you do. Inhale up, facing forward. Exhale, twist to your left. Make sure your spine stays nice and long. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Big breath in. And exhale. We have a couple more. Big breath in. Exhale, rotate to the right. This time, hold your twist. Bring your gaze over your left shoulder. So you're turning your head the opposite direction, getting a nice stretch through your neck and shoulders. Turn your head back to the right side. Inhale, lift your arms up center. Exhale, twist to your left and hold. Turn your head to the right. Gaze back to the left side. One more big breath in. Palms together at the top, then bring your hands to your heart. Reach your right arm down, left arm up. Palms back together, then left hand down, right arm up. Palms together. Because we're seated in a chair here, we can stretch nice and far toward the floor, creating more distance between our fingertips. Really opening up through the side body. Good, do that a couple more times. Bring your palms together. Sweep your arms forward, rounding through your back. Open up as you pull your arms behind you. Round forward. Pull back. As you come forward, chin drops to chest. Good. We're going to add on to this. Next time your arms sweep forward, lift your right knee up towards your nose. Set the foot down as you open back. Then your left knee up. Pull back. It's like a crunch in a chair. So we are working the abdominals here as we lift the knee. We're getting nice and warm through our back muscles. One more time. Very good. Relax your arms, hands to your thighs. Just start to circle around from your hips. Some torso rolls. Continuing to warm up through the back. Your circles can be as big as you like. Some days we need to keep them a little smaller. Some days our back feels awesome. We can make them a little bigger. Let's switch direction of the circles. Just let go. Feel the stress release from your body. Come to center. Step out with your right foot. Step out with your left. Hands on your thighs and melt down for a back stretch. You're just coming down as far as you're comfortable doing so today. Slowly to a seated position. Then bring your right foot back in and your left foot back in. Reach around, grab the back of your chair, lift and stretch to the front of your torso. Reset in neutral. Open up right side, open up left side. Flow down. Rise up. Right foot back in, left foot back in. Reach behind and stretch. Reset. Again, right foot out, opening up through the hips, then stretching through the back. Come back up. Once you're there, step back in. Step back in. We'll do that one more time. Open up one leg, then the other. Melt forward. Roll back up. Bring one foot in. Bring the other foot in. Reach back. One final stretch here, seated in the chair. Come to neutral and stand tall. So out of the chair for the next few moments. You'll be standing behind your chair, so you're welcome to scoot the chair forward. I'm not going to use the chair just so you can see a little bit better, but pretend my chair is right in front of me like yours is. Take a little squat, then side stretch, right arm. Little squat, side stretch, left. Hands can be on your hips here, or you're welcome to keep one hand on the chair. See if you can get a little deeper in your stretch that way. You're not coming to your deepest squat, just enough to give you a little lift into the stretch. Reaching through your fingertips. One more time. Beautiful. All right, we're going to turn sideways now. Chair is there to balance. Standing nice and tall, your outside leg, which is the one farthest away from the chair, lifts forward. Sweep your knee to the side. Extend your leg back and set down. So it's a three-part flow. Forward, side, and back. Knee stays bent on the forward and the side part, then leg straightens behind you. Moving and working our leg in all these different directions challenges different muscles in the lower body. And you're getting a nice hip opener right there as you sweep to the side. Standing knee has a micro bend. Let's go around one more time. Hold your leg behind you, then sweep it forward, sweep it back. This is designed to be fun, so I hope you're enjoying it. Just let loose. Right now we're sweeping at a pretty decent pace, but if you want more challenge, slow it down. Notice how that takes a little bit more strength and control. Next time your leg is behind you, hold it there. Work your way to cross balance so you're hinging forward more from your hip. You can have your outside arm extending overhead, maybe even your inside arm coming into that full warrior 3 position. Find your focal point and hold for 5 more seconds. Good, rise up, step down. Whew, shake it out. You should feel a little sensation, a little something going on in that standing leg. So we'll give it a chance to freshen up and do something different before we do side 2. So chair is in front of you now. You have it there for balance if you want, or hands on hips. Curtsy lunge with your right leg and tap side. Same leg. We'll stay on the right side for several of these before we switch. So once again, getting into our legs in our cross back curtsy lunges. Now same thing here. If you want more challenge, you can slow it down. Maybe get a little deeper in your curtsy. You also have the option, instead of tapping side, to lift the knee. Chair is there to help you balance, so you don't have to fight for balance. You can just focus on solid curtsies, getting your legs nice and strong. Whoa, one more. I need my chair. And relax, shake it out. Side 2 of curtsies. This time our left leg sweeps back and taps side. It helps to know where your chair is. So start at a little bit of a faster pace, still controlled, but not real slow yet. And if you feel like you want more challenge, we go slower or deeper, or we add the lift to the side, or all three. As you get stronger coming through this routine multiple times, those are all the different ways that you can add more challenge if you need it. So our last one, rest. Shake it out. We're going to turn the other direction. Your outside leg, the one farthest from the chair, is your moving leg. Lift your knee forward, open side, extend back, down, forward, side, back, down. Slow, controlled movement. You're pausing for like a half second in each position. And you're welcome to go even slower if you want. Hopefully you're getting very comfortable with the flow at this point. One more time around. Hold your leg to the back, then sweep it forward, sweep it back. Just working through the hip here, nice mobility. Keep going at this pace or slow it down. Feel those muscles working a little bit harder with the slower pace. Next time your leg is behind you, hold the lift. Maybe tilt a little farther, coming into cross balance or warrior 3. Decide if you want one, both, or maybe no hands above your head. You can keep your hands at your hips or wherever you like. So get set and hold for 5 more seconds. Then rise up and step down. It takes a lot of strength to maintain that posture. So work out the tension a little bit. Facing forward one more time. Chair is in front of you. Wide stance, turned out from your hips. Hands are on the chair if you need to. Plie down, rise up. I always have to take that first plie very carefully. See what my knees are gonna do that day. Every day is different. And you might find yourself in the same situation with plies, lunges, squats. Those first 1 or 2 is just kind of a test run. So knees are open, shoulders down and back, shoulders stay over hips all the way through the movement. Let's do 2 more plies. Hopefully you're starting to feel your inner thighs. This last one, we hold. So get nice and low, settle in. Hands can be on chair, hands can be at heart. Maybe lift your heels. Maybe lift your arms. Maybe drop a little deeper and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heels down, arms down, rise up, feet forward. Oh, shake it out, shake it out. Just think how nice it's going to be when we can sit back in our chair, but we're not there yet. We're going to keep using it. For now, chair is still facing forward for you. Come to the right side of your chair. I'm going to put my chair just a little bit more to the side so you can see. You're going to stand a couple feet away from your chair. Kind of angle your inside foot towards your chair. Lift your arms up into a V shift your weight to your inside leg. Option 1 is to stay right here. You're challenging your balance a little bit. You just have the big toe on the floor. Or you can lift the foot off the ground and start to tilt toward the chair. Option to rest your hand on the chair. Just enjoy this big, strong, open position. Or to challenge your balance a little more, your hand can hover off the seat of your chair. So find your option, hold and breathe, and step down. So that was one way to do what we call the half moon. I love having the chair there just for extra security. Let's go right to the other side. Standing to the left of your chair, again a couple feet away, inside foot is angled, arms up nice and high and strong. Start by shifting your body weight to your inside foot. Toe can stay down. Foot can lift up a little bit. You can start to tilt toward your chair. Maybe bring your hand all the way down and just enjoy that full expression of the movement. Or hover and challenge your balance. A few more seconds. And step down. I think that was so much fun with the chair, so I hope you enjoyed it as well. Now you're going to turn your chair so the seat faces you at the opposite end of your mat. So you're going to be facing your chair like this. I'm just going to turn mine to the side so you can see a little bit better. So chair is still on the mat, right? So it doesn't slide away from you. This is where that becomes a little bit more important. Facing your chair, take your foot, right foot, up on the seat of the chair. If you don't like having the foot elevated, you can just step forward and be in a lunge position like we normally do. Otherwise, foot on the seat of the chair. Bend your front knee a little bit more. Keeping your back leg straight, back heel grounded. Because we want to stretch the calf muscle of that back leg, and you're going to feel that more if your heel is on the floor. Keep your chest lifted and open. Hold here for a few more seconds, enjoying the stretch in the calf and the hip flexors of the back leg. Start to straighten your leg, hips draw back, spine stays long as you hinge forward. Hands can stay on the hips, they can come to the thigh, they might even come to the chair if you don't have to round your back to get there. I feel my back rounding, so I'm going to keep my hands on my thigh. Shoulders down and back. Now we're focusing on stretching the hamstrings of our lifted leg. Rise up. Softly set your foot back down. We're going to continue to stretch the hamstrings of the front leg. Step your other foot back just a little bit, and the back foot is angled on a diagonal. Front toes face directly towards your chair. Hinging forward with a nice straight spine, set your hands or even your forearms on the seat of your chair, keeping your spine nice and long. To the best of your ability, your hips are level. So once again, stretching through the hamstrings. They can get very tight if we're sitting a lot or even if we're walking or running. They work hard. Work your way back up and out of the stretch. Step your back foot forward before we move on. Roll your shoulders down and back. Fists to low back or interlace your fingers. Lift chest and chin up toward the ceiling. This should feel good after being in that hinge position for a bit. Good, and release. You can stay right where you are. I'm just going to change the position of the chair so you can see. Opposite leg. So left leg is now up on the seat of the chair. We start with the lunge. So bend that front knee. Back heel ideally on the floor. If you have really tight calf muscles or any Achilles issues, your heel may want to come up a little bit, and that's fine. So hold where you feel comfortable. Take a few more slow, deep breaths. Start to straighten your lifted leg. Then hinge forward, spine is long. Hands can stay on hips or thigh, or maybe reach to the seat of your chair. Focus on lengthening through your hamstrings. Rise up. Gently set your foot on the floor. Front foot faces forward, back foot is angled a little bit. Both legs stay straight, back stay straight, hinging from your hips, either placing your hands or your forearms down to the chair. This one's called pyramid. We usually do it without the chair, but I love using the chair for this one. Makes this stretch so much more comfortable. Here, we're going right into our next move, which will be plank using the chair. So hands on the seat of your chair, then step both feet back until you find yourself in plank position. So, nice diagonal line from head to heels, and you are bracing like crazy through your abdominals, your back, your glutes, very, very active. Option to stay here in plank, which is challenging enough. Or you can follow this fun little sequence, lifting your back foot, sweeping knee toward nose, lifting, setting down, same thing other leg. Lift, sweep under, lift, set down. And you can do a few of those, or again, maintain the plank, which honestly I think is harder than this moving. Make sure though, whichever one you are doing, you are still breathing regularly. This is going to be my last one. Take your left foot forward to the outside of the chair. Come into a lunge. Feel that wonderful stretch. Step back to plank. Hold the plank for a second. Step forward, other foot, lunge. Step back to plank. I know, I was hoping I was done with planks. Step forward, lunge, pressing your hips forward. Step back to plank. Now in your lunge, try not to overarch through your back. Make sure your back feels good wherever you set your foot for your lunge. One more time. Hold your plank, lift your hips into a chair version of down dog. Now you might want to step a little more toward your chair here or not, whatever feels best to you. Just a soft bend in your knees. Feel a wonderful stretch through your chest and shoulders. To come out of this, step towards your chair, both feet, with knees bent, spine rounded. Take your time coming all the way up to a standing position. And once you're there, just roll your shoulders down and back a few times. Oh, well done. All right. Chair is going to come back to its starting position, facing forward. We're not going to have a seat, but we're going to pretend like we are. Sound like fun? Know where your chair is behind you, so you really want to be very close to your chair so that when you do come to a squat, you can feel where it's touching the back of your thighs or your glutes. Because eventually we are going to have a seat in the chair, and you want to make sure you know where it is. All right? So here we go. Bend your knees, drive your hips back like you're going to sit down, but you change your mind. And using the chair is a a wonderful way to perfect your squat form, right? Because when I cue squats all the time, I say, pretend there's a chair behind you. That way you're sure to drive your hips back, really engaging those lower body muscles. You're fully standing tall at the end of each squat. We have one more. This is going to be the most challenging one though, because we're going to hold. You're hovering your glutes right above the chair for a few more seconds. Feeling quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, core, everything firing up. Then have a seat. So much better. Oh my goodness. Shake it out a little bit. It's nice to be back in the chair, except we have another challenge coming. So here it is. It's going to be for the core. I like to turn sideways on this. Depending on your chair, you may want to stay facing forward. Hands are going to be behind you. Keeping your spine long, lift up one foot, set it down, lift up the other foot, set it down. We're working our way toward a bicycle. Option one is to stay here, lifting and lowering one leg at a time. Option two, keep your feet off the floor as you switch. Option three, full rotation, like you would if you were really in a bicycle. And we're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, didn't just feel the core there, I felt my thighs quite a bit. Maybe you did too. Facing forward. Next is a challenge for our arms, specifically the triceps. 2 options. Option 1, hinge forward, bring your elbows to your sides, kick your arms back and in several times. Fully straightening your arms to feel the triceps working. Option 2, hands on the seat of the chair. You're going to slide your glutes off, bend and straighten. So start to work your option here, really focusing on the backs of the arms. And we won't be doing a ton of these, just a few. Really gets into those tricep muscles. But I want to make sure you do enough to feel it. So how about 4 more? 3. If you want to keep going, you're welcome to. This will be my last one. Seats back on the chair. Shake it out. We'll stretch those triceps shortly, but not quite yet. We're going to do something a little bit different. Coming into a seated version of Warrior One. We do this standing all the time, but I'm going to let you try it in a chair and see if you like it even better. So open your stance nice and wide. Turn your body to face the right side and slide your left leg back a little bit. So this leg is almost straight. Right leg stays bent. Facing that corner. You're welcome to lift up one or both arms into that wonderful, strong Warrior One position. So being supported by the chair here might allow you to get a little bit more opening than you would if you were standing. Good. Lower your arms. You're going to go right into side two. So just kind of sweep your body to the left side. Right leg nice and long behind you. Maybe both arms up. If that doesn't feel good, you can keep your hands on your hips. So I just really want you to feel the stretch in your hip flexors here. Good. Lower your arms. Turn your body forward. Keep your stance nice and wide. Hands on your thighs. Hinge forward. Take your right shoulder over toward your left knee. Feel that twist in the back. Good. Come center. Rise back up. We'll do that again, the other side. Start by hinging forward. Then left shoulder comes over toward the right knee. You can even slightly press the opposite knee away from the midline. Come center. Rise up. Let's do that one more time each side. Hinge forward, press the shoulder, and again maybe slightly move the knee out toward the away from the midline. Come center, rise up. One more time, hinge and twist. We did a lot of core bracing and the back was part of that, so now we're stretching it out. Come center, rise up. Continuing to stretch the back. We're going to come to that forward fold, but instead of rising right back up again, this time we're going to hold it. So make your way toward the floor, everything heavy and relaxed. Hands can come to the ground, head can drop down if that's okay for your body today. You can just hang out right here in seated forward fold, or you can turn your head side to side like you're saying no. Head center. Slowly make your way back up to a seated tall position. Once you're all the way up, grab the back of your chair and lift and stretch through your chest and shoulders. Release. Neutral spine. Bring your feet back in. Stretching the hips next, figure 4. Take your right foot, cross it over your left thigh. I like to keep this ankle flexed. I think it deepens the stretch a little bit. Spine is long, hinge forward. If you have really tight hips, you may not need to hinge forward very much. We're just looking for a gentle stretch in the right hip. We'll be here for a while, so settle in. Slow, deep breaths. Sit tall, stay in figure 4. With your foot, draw a little half circle. I think half circles are harder to do than full circles. It takes a little bit more strength and control. Bring your foot to neutral, point or plantar flex your foot. If you want a deeper stretch, bring the hand to the top of your foot and just gently deepen the stretch a little bit. Feeling it through the top of your foot, maybe up to the shins a little bit. Then stretching the other way, dorsiflexion. So you're bringing your toes towards your shin. If you want to deepen the stretch, you can just bring those toes in a little bit closer. Now we're feeling the stretch in the back of the heel, maybe up toward the calf. Good, release, sitting tall, crisscross your legs, spine is long. Since it's your right leg crossed over your left, rotate to the right side. You can hold on to your leg, you can hold on to the back of the chair. This time we'll keep our gaze over the right shoulder. Bring your gaze forward, turning to face forward, uncross, and we'll repeat that on the other side, starting with figure 4. Sitting nice and tall, hinge forward. And each side might feel different. Each side you're coming to that position where you feel the stretch, but not any pain. Keep your shoulders down and relaxed. Sit back up, stay in figure 4, drawing a half circle with your foot, or a smile, if you want to think of it that way. Just working a little ankle mobility. Good, and that plantar flexion, that kind of pointed position, maybe deepen the stretch. Slight pressure to the top of your foot. And then flexing the other direction. Maybe grab it onto your toes. Just be very careful. Achilles stretch real deeply. Good, release. Crisscross, knee over knee, tall spine, rotate to your left, grab onto whatever you want, gaze over your left shoulder. Untwist, uncross, big breath in, big breath out. Next we'll be coming to the floor. I'm going to show you what we're doing because it's going to be hard when you're facing your chair. So just take a look real quick before you get down on the ground. You'll be kneeling in front of your chair. This is the tricep stretch I promised you after we did those tricep dips, right? It's going to feel lovely. Elbows up on the seat of your chair. I like to bring my palms together in prayer, hands behind my head, and then I sink hips back into almost a child's pose position. And we're working on stretching the backs of the arms. So go ahead and work your way to the front of the chair, kneeling position. Elbows on the seat of the chair. Maybe palms together, maybe they're behind your head. Everyone feels a little different in this pose. So if you want to keep your hands apart, that's fine too. Knees can be closer to the chair, farther away, whatever feels good. Focus on stretching through the backs of your arms. Ease your way back up. Next, lie on your back, and we'll prop our feet on the chair. So you'll want your glutes pretty close to the chair. And it's really just going to be your heels that are on the seat of the chair. Arms by your side to help keep you steady. We're working our way into bridge lifts, and it's going to feel different with feet on the chair than feet on the floor. If you hate it on the chair, you're welcome to scooch the chair aside and set your feet down like usual. But give the chair a try first. Big breath in, lift your hips off the ground. Exhale, tap them down. Right away, you might feel a little bit more challenge. Glutes and hamstrings firing up a little bit more than if your feet are grounded. Although feet on the floor is an awesome option too. We don't always have a chair close by when we're just dying to do bridge lifts, right? So we do whatever we can. Slow and controlled. You can follow your breath here, inhaling as you lift, exhaling as you lower. Just 2 more because this gets pretty intense. Good. Rest your hips on the floor. Hug your knees in. Oh, maybe roll a little bit side to side. Well done. Lift your legs up to the ceiling. Open into a V. We'll stretch our inner thighs. And even here you can kind of rock side to side if that feels good. And then bring your legs together. Option to set your feet back down on the chair. Arms can either be by your side or you can sweep them up overhead or cactus position. Anything you like. Just stay here for a moment. This is our restoration time. You can just close your eyes. Relax into the stretch. Slow down and deepen your breath. Welcome to stay in restoration as long as you like. But when you are ready, especially if your legs were lifted on the chair. I recommend rolling over onto your side and just staying here for a few seconds before you sit back up. So that blood's been flowing to your head and upper body, so you want to come out of that position very carefully. Well, I hope you enjoyed using the chair today. There is so much you can use the chair for as far as strength is concerned and stretching and all that good stuff. So I hope the chair was your friend, and I hope you'll be back and doing this routine many, many more times. Thanks so much for joining me.